Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're taking you to a town called Redwater. And if you were to picture, the perfect American small town.
High picket fences, kids on bikes.
Exactly. It had that whole image of just absolute tranquility. But that piece was really just the perfect cover.
It absolutely was.
No.
And as our sources show, it was camouflage for a secret that was both massive and deadly.
That's what we're digging into today, an investigation that starts with what looks like a single tragic death.
But it just explodes. It uncovers this multi-million-dollar fraud scheme, all run by one of the town's most trusted figures, a respected physician.
The story here is it's stunning. I mean, how do you get from a quiet kitchen crime scene to systemic corruption and murder?
The documentation we have lays it all out. Linda Carver's death, it could have been so easily dismissed. An accident, maybe?
A tragedy, right.
But it was targeted. It was a specific act to silence her and protect this huge criminal operation.
So our mission today is to trace that paper trail, the one Detective Holloway's team had to follow so carefully.
And it doesn't start with a body, really. It starts with one very suspicious pill bottle. That one bottle leads all the way to this deep corruption.
We're going to show you not just what happened, but really get into the why. The danger that happens when that professional trust, especially medical trust, is completely broken.
Fatally broken.
Okay, let's unpack this.
So we have to begin with the victim, Linda Carver.
Right. The sources are very clear about who she was. 43 years old, single mom.
Working at the Redwater Family Clinic.
Oh.
Medical assistant. Just, not involved in any drama.
No, she worked hard, raised her son. By all accounts, she was just this quiet, dependable person in town.
And that's precisely why the scene felt so wrong to Detective Mark Holloway. Immediately.
She's found in her kitchen.
Yeah. And the scene looks, it's staged to look like a tragedy. There's a tipped-over bottle of Zoprec, a really strong sedative, right there beside her hand.
Which is a huge red flag on its own because she had no history, no prescription for a drug like that.
None at all.
Yeah.
But the detail that Holloway really locked onto, the thing that just screamed staged, it was the pills.
The number of them.
Exactly. The number of pills scattered on the floor was it was exorbitant. It wasn't like a jar you'd knock over by accident.
Right. Not 2 or 3 pills.
No. This was a massive amount, way more than anyone would take. Even in an overdose situation like that, it felt deliberate.
And the forensics confirmed that feeling, didn't they?
They did. This was not an accident. The autopsy showed she was poisoned with an extremely high concentration of Zoprex. It was absolutely deliberate.
So it's murder, which leads to the next question. Where did the weapon come from?
And that was the next link in the chain. The Zoprex bottle wasn't just from any pharmacy. It came directly from the Redwater Family Clinic's own stock.
The clinic where she worked?
The very one. And the label wasn't a fake. It was printed under the name of the clinic's director, Dr. Samuel Hargrove.
Whoa, wait. The man running the clinic, the doctor everyone in town trusts, he's directly linked to the drug used to kill his own employee.
That was the massive hurdle for investigators.
Yeah.
How do you square that public image with this?
He was a pillar of the community, right?
Oh, completely. The sources describe him as charming, charitable, but when they started digging, a different man emerged. Ruthless, controlling,
And obsessed with the bottom line.
to a terrifying degree. The staff, the people who worked closely with him, they were apparently terrified of him. That difference, the man versus the mask, that's key. It shows how easily trust can be used as a weapon.
Which brings us back to Linda's job. She wasn't just answering phones.
No, not at all. She worked on the clinic's digital record system extensively.
So if anyone was, faking patient histories, changing billing codes, manipulating records,
She would be the one to see it. She had the access and she knew the system inside and out.
she was perfectly positioned to spot any anomalies.
Which is why Holloway's team immediately flagged her computer. They knew if she was killed to protect the secret, that secret was probably digital.
And here's where it gets really interesting.
Because what they found wasn't just an anomaly, it was fraud on a breathtaking scale.
Tell us how it worked. I mean, multi-million-dollar fraud sounds huge for a little family clinic.
It was systemic phantom billing, and it was run with terrifying efficiency. For at least a year, the clinic was just creating false records.
For what kinds of things?
High-value treatments, complex pain management sessions that never happened. They'd bill insurance for dozens of fake appointments a week.
Wow. Yeah.
And they'd create fake prescriptions to back them up, even forge patient signatures. It was all built on the trust people give a doctor's office.
And Linda found it. She must have been, I mean, the weight of that.
It was crushing her. We know this because of the most chilling piece of evidence on her computer.
The email?
An unsent draft, written the night she died. And the sources quote it directly. It says, "I have evidence. I can't stay quiet anymore. This goes beyond insurance fraud. We're putting real people in danger."
That last line, we're putting real people in danger. That takes it to a whole new level. It wasn't just about the money for her.
No. And that danger was directly tied to the very drug used to kill her, Zoprex.
How so?
The investigation found that several actual patients, people genuinely prescribed Zoprex, had recently complained about severe side effects.
Things like what?
Extreme drowsiness, cognitive problems, dizziness, really alarming stuff.
So when his actual patients were having problems with the drugs he was dispensing, he just dismissed them.
Completely, because to investigate those side effects, you'd have to look at the drug inventory, the prescription logs.
The very records he was faking.
Exactly. Linda didn't just see the financial crime. She saw Hargrove actively ignoring patient harm to protect his billing scheme. It moves him from just a thief to someone who knowingly endangered everyone he was supposed to care for.
So now the motive is crystal clear. He had to silence her before she exposed everything. And that's when the investigation really starts to zero in on Hargrove himself.
Right. Holloway needed more than a paper trail. He needed physical evidence connecting the doctor to the murder.
And the first break came from security footage.
Yeah, clinic security footage. A clip from 2 nights before Linda died. It shows Hargrove leaving the clinic super late, way past midnight.
Which was unusual for him.
Very. And he's carrying a small cooler, the kind for medical transport, and a stack of unmarked pill bottles.
So he's moving drugs off the books.
It confirmed he was manipulating the drug supply in this irregular, unauthorized way.
And when Holloway finally confronts him, his reaction was telling.
Deeply unsettling. The sources say he was just too calm, too composed. He tried to frame it as just a tragedy.
An overdose.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
He told Holloway, and this is the direct quote, "I had nothing to do with Linda's death. People overdose all the time." Trying to just, hide behind statistics.
But the police were already way past that. They executed a search warrant on his office.
And this is where the physical evidence really starts to pile up. They found 3 key things.
Okay, what were they?
First, unlabeled bottles, chemically identical to the Zoprex bottle found at Linda's house.
So the source.
Second, stacks of mismatched prescription pads. He was using them to create a fake paper trail for the fake billings.
But the real clincher, that was the hard drive.
Absolutely. Hidden under a floor panel in a filing cabinet, they found a hard drive with all the falsified medical logs.
And forensics could tie it to him?
Not only were the logs fake, but the analysis proved every single edit was made from the computer in Dr. Hargrove's office, often late at night, just like the security footage showed.
So now we have these 2 final pieces of forensic evidence that they seal the whole thing.
They really do. They connect Linda, the crime, and the motive in a way Hargrove just couldn't escape.
The first piece ties Linda directly to what she was doing.
Right. Analysts found her fingerprints on shredded insurance reports they pulled from the clinic dumpster,
So she was gathering physical evidence.
proving she was a direct threat. It was the motive, clear as day. She had to be eliminated.
And the second piece, that ties Hargrove to the crime scene itself.
Correct. For all his planning, he made a mistake. His fingerprints were found on the Zoprex bottle that was placed next to Linda's body.
He handled the murder weapon himself.
Staged the whole scene, but he didn't wear gloves. He must have believed his authority, his position, would protect him from suspicion.
And just like that, Redwater's sense of peace was just shattered.
Completely. Police cars surrounding the clinic. The town watching as Dr. Hargrove, the man they trusted with their lives, is led away in handcuffs.
Officially arrested for poisoning his employee to protect that huge fraud scheme operating right under their noses.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, Linda's death had the exact opposite effect he wanted. The truth didn't die with her.
It came out.
In a huge way. The clinic was shut down, other staff members went under investigation, and new county laws were proposed for stricter oversight on prescription security and medical billing.
It's such a deeply unsettling story, how you go from that quiet town to this systemic, deadly fraud run by the person you're supposed to trust the most.
And that's the most terrifying part, isn't it? That breach of trust. It's not just the money, it's the physical danger. Using the very things meant to heal people,
Yeah.
to harm them.
He leveraged his authority not just to steal, but to conceal a murder.
All while operating in plain sight.
The sources mention that for the people in Redwater, every past interaction with him suddenly became suspect. Every wave, every prescription. They never saw the threat that was right there. So what stands out to you about that idea? That unchecked authority, that complete control over information, how it can turn something of real transparency. Something to think about the next time you look at the face of authority in your own life. Face of authority.